listening to the MMA Brothers Podcast, coming to you from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Your source for UFC news, previews, and post-fight coverage. Hosted by your favorite duo, Daryl and Asher. Let's get it started.
Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Brothers Podcast. It's Daryl.
It's Asher.
And we got a special guest, my friend. I hate him. You guys love him. Dylan Larenko, how you doing, buddy?
I'm back, baby. I missed the last one, so all I gotta say is the Reaper Whitaker won it, and I told all you guys.
Yeah. Let him.
What it is.
We're gonna give you 10 seconds uninterrupted. You can gloat, get the Reaper's balls in your mouth, do whatever you need to do, and then we can move on with the podcast.
Robert Whitaker, you're an amazing fighter. I had the utmost faith in you. I know you're gonna come back and smash Izzy whenever you decide to do so. I heard you're having a kid in December. Good luck with that, and have a good Christmas. I love you, man.
Yeah, and we'll drug test Dylan after this podcast, so don't worry, guys.
Dylan, a quick 10 seconds on Khabib.
I told you, Justin's gas tank was not there with him, and you saw the pace he put on that first round, and it was a wrap. It was a wrap.
Bro, Khabib, if he does come back for his 30th fight, I'm never, ever betting against that guy. The way he just smoked Gaethje, I was like, bro.
Disrespectful. It was
so
disrespectful.
Damn.
But I don't think he'll come back, man.
Yeah, I think he's done too. But yeah, we're gonna move on to this week's main card. So we have Uriah Hall versus Anderson Silva. So we have another GOAT retiring. This time it's Anderson Silva and not Khabib. And this is Anderson Silva's last fight. He confirmed it. And Anderson Silva's like, 45, 46 now? He's up there in age. But we'll get to him later on in the podcast. We're going to start at the bottom of the main card with this preview. So the first fight in the main card is Bobby Green versus Thiago Moises. I think that's how you say his name, or Thiago Moises. So what do you guys think?
No, Dylan's Portuguese. How do you pronounce that name, buddy?
Thiago Moises. Yeah, like that's how you say it. We're good.
All right. We'll start with
Asher. Perfect pronunciation.
Thank you, brother. As the UFC page doesn't load for some reason. I don't know why it's not loading. But anyways.
So Bobby Green, very exciting fighter. He loves his handiwork, loves his hands. I think he's southpaw, if I'm not mistaken. Heavy-handed, but he just motors forward and he takes risks and he usually gets clipped. And that's why he has 20 wins and 16 losses. Very, very exciting fighter to watch. How do I think it's going to go? I don't know enough about Thiago, but I know when Bobby's on, he's like very, very good. So I'm going to go with Bobby Green because I don't really know much about Thiago. Dylan, what do you think?
I'm going to go Bobby Green as well, just because of how many fights he's had this year. He's fought 3 times already, and he's won all 3. I think just the amount of activity and how good he actually is on the feet is going to actually be a real positive thing for him in this fight. Although, if he does go to the ground with Thiago, it's going to be, I think, a really big issue. I think he'll be ready for that, but Thiago is really nice. I think his last fight, he got an ankle pick submission on Michael Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. He looked pretty nasty there, but I'm going to just take Bobby Green just based on how active he's been and how solid he's looked.
Yeah, part of me says I should pick Bobby Green to win this fight for the reasons that you guys mentioned. His stand-up is really good and he's been active, but I'm going to pick Thiago in this one. Reason why is because, his jiu-jitsu is just so next level, and I have a feeling he's going to be able to take down Bobby Green. He would not be able to knock him out on the feet. Bobby Green will probably win that stand-up battle, but I don't think Bobby Green's wrestling is good enough in order to stop the takedown and then get submitted from Thiago. So I'm picking Thiago submission, probably second round. So that's what I got.
Yeah, that's a fair pick.
Yeah.
We'll move on to Greg Hardy versus Maurice Green. I'm pretty sure Maurice is from the fight, the Tuesday Night Contender Series. So is Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy is from the Contender Series too. So 2 raw heavyweight prospects. Maurice Green is dangerous on the feet. He's got knockout power. He loves his high kicks. Greg Hardy, as you guys all know, ex-NFL guy, not really liked in the UFC because of his past transgressions. He's a very raw talent. Greg has got a chin on him, that's for sure, and he throws bombs. The first one to land in this fight is going to win. Who do I think is the more refined fighter? Both of them are ridiculously raw. MMA-wise, I would say Maurice Green. Who do I think is going to win? Probably Greg Hardy, just because Greg Hardy, I feel like his takedowns, just from playing football, slight translation, not really wrestling, so... But he still knows how to stuff a takedown, still knows how to shoot in. And he's got enough force to take you down as he usually did when he used to play football. His MMA skills are still getting worked in there, but he's got the frame for a good heavyweight. He's got the knockout power. So I'm going with Greg Hardy. What do you think, Dylan?
Yeah, I'm going Greg Hardy as well. I'm actually really excited for this fight. I love watching Greg Hardy fights because it seems like every time he steps in, he's getting better and better. And I think that's just the athlete in him. He's willing to learn, and he's got the athletic ability, right? And such a big body. Maurice Green's also really solid on the feet. I do think it's going to end in a KO or TKO. I think Greg Hardy gets it done. He's looked really good. If you saw his last fight against Jorgen De Castro, Jorgen was just feeding him with a lot of leg kicks, and he was smart enough. It might have been his coaches between rounds, but he was smart enough to end up checking a couple of those leg kicks, and then that's where the fight ended up switching, and he ended up winning.
Yeah, Jorgen just stopped throwing.
So
he's gassed. He threw like 6 leg kicks. Jorgen gassed.
Yeah, and the leg kick checks really got to him. So I think he's getting smarter and he's building on those fundamentals. So I'm taking Greg Hardy.
Yeah, this fight, I think Maurice Green is like the more. I feel like technical skills, Maurice Green is better compared to Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy's got the power, the raw strength. But I think I'm going to pick Maurice Green to win this one. I feel like Maurice Green is going to be able to take Greg Hardy down and then win by submission. I don't know why I'm feeling that, but like I just have a feeling. Remember when Maurice Green was able to avoid some of the submissions from the boa constrictor? You know what I mean? Like Maurice Green's jiu-jitsu is not the best thing out there, but it's good enough, right? So I feel like Maurice is gonna want to try and test Greg Hardy, and like he's like what 6'7" or something. He's huge, right? So
yeah, but Greg is no homo. Greg Hardy thick dude, man.
No, I know, but like Maurice Green's bigger than Greg Hardy. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, girth wise, no. In terms of height, yes.
You're talking about ground game, but do you actually see this fight going to the ground? That's what I'm thinking. No.
The moment you're going for a clinch or a takedown, you just go into a strike.
Somebody's going to clip.
Yeah, I just have a feeling someone's going to get grabbed and taken. No, I mean, not someone. I feel like Green is going to want to take it to the ground to test Hardy's jiu-jitsu. But obviously, Greg Hardy's going to want to keep it standing, and Maurice Green can do that too. But I want to pick Maurice by submission second round. So we're going to move on to the next one. We got Kevin Holland versus Mahamoud Muradov. So I was just looking up this guy. He actually is on a 12-fight win streak right now, and he has 15 wins by knockout. So his MMA record, if I'm not mistaken, is like 26 and 6, sorry. So this guy seems like he's a real deal. And Kevin Holland, everybody, we know who he is. We've seen his past fights, right?
He fought recently too, didn't he? Kevin?
Yeah. Didn't he? I thought he fought at welterweight. It says this is a middleweight bout.
Yeah, right? He did. He recently fought at welterweight against some other black dude. I'm pretty sure.
He's stepping in late for this fight. Late notice.
Yeah, I think I think it's probably because it's late notice. He's fighting in middleweight. So, but yeah, Kevin Holland's got some skills. I can't remember who his last win was, but like, yeah, Daryl's right. It was against a black dude. But anyways, Kevin Holland's got some skills. I think he's won his last 2 fights, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 3. But he's going up a guy that is on a 12-fight win streak. So
the dentist, he fought the dentist.
Darren Stewart. Yeah, the dentist, right? And that one was a close fight. It was a split decision. I think Holland got it, but then he was saying that the dentist should have won that fight. But anyways, I'm picking Muradov just based on like his win streak and just like the way he's been finishing people. So that's what I got.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Muradov as well. That 12-fight winning streak is kind of crazy. He's also, I looked at a little bit of clips from him because I saw him in the upcoming fight card, and his movement and power is actually crazy. So I think a lot of people are scared of Holland's stand-up game, but I think his movement is going to be able to counteract that. But I do give Holland a chance. Obviously, he's great on the feet, but I'm going to take Muradov, I think it is, yeah. But the key thing to note, just like Bobby Green, Kevin Holland has already fought 3 times this year, and he's won all 3, so he's active.
Yeah, that's a good point. I can't disagree with anything that you guys have said. I mean, I'm a really big fan of Kevin Holland. His stand-up is always interesting. He's always, whenever you watch a Kevin Holland fight, unless the other guy's not willing to throw hands, you're never going to be like, that was a boring fight. Even his fight with the dentist, piecing up the dentist until you got gassed and he lost the fight. Now, do I think he's a better technical striker than Muradov? I've never seen Muradov. I would assume so because Kevin's one of them, not the most technical. He's high up there in terms of his technique and his striking. He's just putting together a winning momentum, and this is the perfect time for him during COVID to get a lot of fights under his belt. I think that he's probably seen a big power puncher like Muradov before. He's going to evade it with his movement. I think it's actually going to be probably a first round KO for Kevin Holland. Reason I'm saying that is on a 12-fight win streak, you're clearly confidence is not a problem. And I think that if you're too confident with Kevin, as Darren Stewart was, just moving forward trying to throw bombs, you're going to miss the target, and he's going to clip you with some shots. And he's at middleweight, not welterweight. No, I think the last one was at middleweight too, actually. I don't think the dentist can make 170.
Or it might have been middleweight, but I have a feeling that he's fought at 170 before too.
No, his last few, all of his last recent fights have been at middleweight.
Oh, never mind. I guess they're all. It's just
Anthony Hernandez.
He's just a skinnier welterweight, so I assumed he was middleweight, so I assumed he was a welterweight. But
so I'm gonna pick Kevin Holland probably by TKO finish in the first round. That's just my pick. Bold picks get bold results, right? So we'll move on to Bryce Mitchell versus Andre Fili. Bryce Mitchell, as you guys remember, he was the one who got the twister submission, and everyone was freaking jizzing everywhere.
Bro, he goes for so many of those. He loves that.
And didn't he have like 20 submission attempts in that fight or something crazy?
Yeah.
I don't know. The other guy's like, dude, just let me stand up. He's like, no, armbar. All right, twister. All right, triangle.
God, guilty. He's
like, yeah, dude, just get off me, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's throw hands. Anyway, I don't really know much about Andre Fili. Bryce Mitchell is jiu-jitsu. His transitions on the ground. The guy's he's a wizard. Watching his transitions, I'm just like, oh, dude. And he's a country boy. So he's got that country boy strength. He's no slouch on the feet too, but he's gonna get his bread and butter on the ground. So I'm gonna go with Bryce Mitchell, as I don't really know much about Andre Fili. Dylan, who do you got?
Yeah, I've watched a couple of Andre Fili fights, and I feel like he's always in wars for some reason. And do you feel the same, Asher?
Yeah. Oh, quick side note before you go on Touchy Feely. Kevin Holland beat Joaquin Buckley. Just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. So to put that out there. Anyways, go on about.
But yeah, Feely's always in wars. He loves that stand-up battle, and he loves to just bang with guys. He doesn't care. But the problem is, I'm always gonna take a really good grappler over someone who's really good on the feet, because the grappler always dictates where the fight goes. And what I've seen from Mitchell is just unreal. No one can handle him on the ground. I'm not going to say he's Khabib level, because no one's Khabib level on the ground. But this guy, like Daryl said, his transitions are crazy. And he is, I think, 13-0 for a reason. He's undefeated. And I think he's going to win again this week. And I don't think Fili has what it takes to beat him on the ground. I don't think his ground game is anywhere near to par as Mitchell's. And I think once it goes down to the ground, like it did this last weekend with Khabib, when it went down to the ground, it was over. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I want to pick Bryce Mitchell, but for those who don't know Andre Fili, Andre Touchy Fili, that's his nickname, Touchy. He's I'm not even joking. It actually is his nickname. He's somebody that's fought like a lot of big names in the featherweight division. He fought Yair Rodriguez. He got knocked out by Yair, but he's fought like the who's of like the featherweight bout. He's kind of like a gatekeeper for the featherweight division. If you can get past Touchy Fili, then like you're going places in the division, right? So Andre,
what a way to introduce someone. Yeah, if you guys don't know him, he got KO'd by yeah, dude, this guy is like, yeah, man, don't fucking bet against him. He got fucking KO'd by Yair Rodriguez, but he's still good, and he's still like, that's just the worst hype man ever.
I'm not hyping him. I'm just telling you, like he's the gatekeeper. Like, you know, like if he's lost a lot of fights, he's also won a lot of fights, right? So like you guys said, Bryce Mitchell is nasty in the ground. He's 13-0. Yeah, I think it's 13-0. He's undefeated in the UFC, so it's going to be a tough fight for Andre, but Andre has more experience. That's my overall point by saying that. He's a more experienced fighter. I do have a feeling that he has I do have a feeling that he has very good takedown defense, and I don't think it's going to be easy for Bryce to just manhandle Fili, because Fili is very long and has a lot of range for featherweight. So I'm actually going to pick Fili to win this fight. I feel like he's not going to be able to stop the takedowns and just like jab Bryce most of the fight, because Bryce's stand-up is not that great, to be honest. So I'm going to be picking Fili on this one.
I'm taking first round twister submission.
Back-to-back twisters.
Yep.
Dude, you just know on the ground this guy's going for a twister. Whatever your twister defense is, Andre, just go to the ground. You know he's going for the twister, buddy. Just fucking block the twister, and then you just shoot for another twister, and then you block it. You just shoot another twister. Bryce Twister Mitchell, man. Anyways, we'll move on to Uriah Hall versus the Spider, Dylan's GOAT, Anderson Silva. Uriah Hall, he's been on a little bit of a skid. I mean, he got KO'd by Paulo Costa. He also lost to he had a recent loss too. What was the other recent loss, Asher?
I'm looking it up right now, but continue.
Yeah, anyways, he's had a few fights, but he's faced like the creme de la creme of the middleweight division, Uriah Hall. So this is a nice tune-up fight for him because this is Anderson's last fight. It's going to be a stand-up fight because Uriah loves his stand-up work. He doesn't really like clinching, but he's also nasty on the ground.
He's won his last two fights. Just wanted to let you know. He won his second last fight by TKO. Like his third last fight was against Costa, but then he won.
And before that, who?
So since then he's had two fights. Well, his last fight was against Antonio Carlos Jr. He won that by decision, and then his last fight before that was in 2018 against Bevon Lewis, which he won by KO in the third round.
And then before that it was Costa. I swear he lost two before though. But anyways, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I might be wrong, but the Spider, he's had a few rough goes recently. I mean, he got pieced up by Izzy, then he also got pieced up by Cannonier, messed up his leg. You know, he's still the Spider, but Uriah's just got so much power that it's just,
he's still the Spider, but old Spider. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? He's not shooting enough spider webs to catch him. You know what I'm saying?
There's no more spider webs coming out, bro.
He's shooting blanks, bro.
Bro, it's so sad to see, man.
Old Spider guy, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because back in the day, whenever I heard the name Anderson Silva coming on this weekend, I used to get excited. And now I'm just like, fuck, man, like this guy, why is he fighting? Why is he still fighting? All these injuries, his age, why is he still doing this? Because I don't want him to be one of those fighters that go down and then at the end of his career keeps fighting, which he already is. But like, I don't want people to just remember him for these last few fights. I want people to remember him for how good he actually was, man. Because in his prime, it's hard to say anybody was better. Like this guy was just putting people away. He hands down, had his hands down every fight, wasn't getting hit. His head movement was crazy. The Spider was unreal, but just these knee injuries, his age, and he just keeps coming in there. This fight against Uriah Hall is going to be a tough one. Like I could see him getting TKO'd, but since
Weidman, he hasn't been the same.
But this is Anderson Silva's going home party. I'm gonna take Anderson the Spider Silva to KO Uriah Hall in the second round.
Whoever who's listening to this
and retired as the GOAT he is. He deserves it. I think he's gonna do it. I don't care what anyone says.
Israel Adesanya, middleweight GOAT. Israel Adesanya, middleweight GOAT.
How can you say that? You want to put up how many times Anderson Silva defended his title against Mr. Adesanya? I don't think you want to do that. I don't think you want to do that. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that to Izzy yet. Izzy's too young. Maybe if he wins a couple more fights, he needs more than a couple more fights because the title defense.
Once he beats the Reaper again and then goes up and KOs John Jones, then
oh wow. See, like this is where it gets disrespectful. You think
so? Then he would have beat all the GOATs. He would have beat Spider.
Be on the record. He beat Mr. Spider when he was 40? Not even. It's not fair. But
did he beat the Spider or did he beat the Spider?
Is he going to beat John Jones? Are you on the record saying that?
Yes, bold predictions. Wow. Bold, man. Izzy stops John Jones. Doesn't just beat him. Izzy stops John Jones, bro. Izzy stops him, bro.
15 title offense, John Jones. And this is a fight that'll actually get up for. What do you think is going to happen? Come on, man.
All I know is Izzy's about to dry hump the shit out of John Jones.
Anyways,
Izzy's just not gonna be raw dogging everyone. But yeah, Dylan, what were you saying?
I'm taking Anderson. I think he's gonna end his career on an all-time high. I don't see it. I don't see what's happening on that phone. That's inappropriate for YouTube. So I'm taking Anderson. I know Daryl's taking Uriah. Who are you taking, Asher?
So Uriah Hall is that guy. Like I said, he's won his last 2 fights. His 3 fights ago, he lost to Paulo Costa, but he was piecing Paulo Costa with that jab. And this is Paulo Costa, like Paulo Costa, not Paulo Costa Adesanya. Paulo Costa, you know what I mean? That Paulo Costa was coming to kill. So Uriah Hall just jabbing Costa's face, but then obviously by the second round, Costa was able to take him out of there. So yeah, I think Anderson Silva is shot. That's like the best way to put it, to be honest. Like, I feel like Anderson Silva is probably going to land like 10 strikes this fight, maybe 15 for being lucky. You know what I mean? He's going to land, like, I was going to say the crowd's going to get hyped if he lands a jab, but there's no crowd. So then he's just going to be sad because Uriah Hall is going to spinning wheel kick KO Anderson Silva. And then everyone's going to be like, oh my God, you see Anderson Silva get KO'd. And it's going to be quiet and everybody's going to be super sad.
Nah, he's going to be more focused. Gonna be more focused about the crowd.
They're gonna be like, Silva, man, like you had a great career. Like obviously it didn't work out for you tonight, but like, how was the fight, man? And so gonna be like, I
just disrespectful.
I'm so tired. It's like, oh man, it's gonna be so sad. It's like,
do you know what's gonna happen? Do you remember when he front kicked who was it, Belfort?
Yes,
that's gonna happen on Saturday.
He's gonna front kick Uriah Hall. Yeah, I don't know
into his death. It's gonna be over.
By the way, why did Adesanya have such a tough time fighting Anderson Silva? I don't understand that. Like, if he's the goat of goats, why didn't he just
Anderson is a tough puzzle to solve. I'm telling you. Even though he's old, he's tough.
Yeah, he's tough, but you almost got raw dog, man. Yo, I swear to God, I'm not kidding. If Israel Adesanya finishes Robert Whittaker and
not doing it, man.
Yo, if Israel Adesanya, I will buy Israel's. Like the walkout, like Reebok, like Adesanya on the back, like it costs like $130. I'm buying that shit and I'm putting it up in my room. If Izzy KOs Robert and then dry humps him like he did Paulo Costa.
I know when Whittaker wins.
His finishing move, regardless if he wins knockout or decision, even if it's a decision, it's like, and the winner by decision, Adesanya is gonna go behind him. Yeah. It's like he does not officially win until you raw dogs you.
When Whittaker wins, you're buying a piece of Whittaker apparel. That's what's happening. You're gonna.
How about this? We'll say this: if I am wrong, I will buy a piece of Whittaker, the Robert Whittaker from the UFC. If you're wrong, you're buying an Izzy shirt.
I'll buy an Izzy shirt and I'll wear it on the podcast.
You guys heard it here. We're holding him to his word. We're holding me to my word, guys. Let us know what you think. Once again, thank you for listening. Follow us, like, comment, subscribe. MMA Brothers Pod. You want to come on the podcast? You want to joust with me? You want to joust with Dylan? You want to talk with Asher? You can come on. Send us a message on Instagram. We'll have you on. We're gonna have more special guests on. Asher's posting that fire on the gram. You don't like Dylan? Don't us to have him on. I hate Dylan. It's okay if you guys hate him too. Shout out Enrique. He's down with the dog. You know what I'm saying? So Asher, got any last words?
Get well soon.
R.I.P. Berg.
Thanks for sharing us on your gram, bro. I saw that post on your story. That was awesome.
Yeah, Dylan. Any last words leaving?
I just want to say thanks for having me on again. I'm always right. If you guys want to bet, listen to my picks. Take Anderson underdog this weekend.
Hopefully Dylan actually makes it to the post fight this time.
I don't work this weekend, so we're good.
All right, perfect.
All right. Thanks, guys. We're out.
See ya.
Boys.
Thanks for listening to the MMA Brothers Podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please give us a follow on our socials. You can check out a description of this episode for more, but don't forget to connect with us on Instagram at MMA Brothers Pod. We'll see you on the next episode.